Alright. I think we just go ahead and, oh crap, which one was it? 4. 1 to 4. Good, that one's closer. That one. We can cut through the park, right?
By the way, Patty, what do you usually do when you're at home?
Is this an interrogation?
Oh, no. I just figured that
Okay,
since
so
we're
this is
working
the
together now,
conversation I
it'd be a
interrupted
good idea
before.
to learn a little more about you.
Should an adult male like you really be asking a little girl this kind of question? I feel like I heard a story about this sort of thing on the news once.
There's a time and a place for everything. You know exactly who I am, and I've also introduced myself to your father. Besides, you're the one who said you wanted to come with me.
I was just kidding, jeez. You're an FBI special agent. Why would I ever need to worry?
You shouldn't automatically trust someone just because they're an FBI special agent. One's profession and one's personality are completely separate things. For example, one special agent may fall spiritually in love with a genius criminal who enjoys the taste of human flesh.
That's Hannibal. You pulled that straight out of a movie.
Just because it's a film doesn't mean it isn't deeply rooted in reality. You can't judge people solely based on where they work or how they look. You need to think hard and decide things for yourself.
Fine.
Dang it, we were one line
allow me
away.
to ask you this.
Wait, okay, no.
How do you feel about me?
I don't know. I only just met you.
Exactly. Now it sounds like you're thinking. You should never feel the need to force an answer out or pretend like you know something you don't. Zach, she's a good kid, isn't she? Honest and straightforward.
Oh, wait, there's one thing I can say.
Oh. What?
When you talk to yourself like that, it really creeps me out. Did you start doing that after you became an adult? Or have you just always done it? Either way, you should stop doing it. It's really weird and, makes me wince whenever I hear it.
Ooh, Zach, did you hear that? No need to worry. Neither of us are weird, I can assure you of that. She's probably just having trouble finding the right word to describe us. No, I think I'll stop there. Wouldn't want her to think we're getting desperate.
Like I said, it's really creeping me out.
Cool, I got some string by stealing mail. Wait! I just pressed the wrong button. I was trying to sprint. It's your main method of getting around! Then the music changes too. I would assume I probably can't go on the grass with this
Zach,
thing.
it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Son Rouge distribution.
I can't believe
It's
this.
right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand. And Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, we would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence.
So Patty can't quite keep up with that, can she?
So, what do you think of him? Yes, I'm talking about him. Who is the skeletal gentleman from...
Oh, when you're on the skateboard, you just talk to
Really exist
yourself.
outside
And
the
then when you're
realms of
walking, you're with Patty. That's
spiritual
interesting.
detail. But it's clear that he'll be the key to uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me. By the way, Zach, Moongon feels very familiar.
This is so weird.
You might even say he reminds me of someone. Yes, I think I see the connection now. A cheerful, wise, yet also mysterious African-American who appeared in a variety of different films. My mind must be overlapping him with the skeletal gentleman. Do you remember his name? Ah, yes, that's it. Scatman Crothers.
Ooh.
In 1980, he played Dick
Scatman
Howard in The
Crothers is
Shining.
great.
And in 1983, he was in The Twilight Zone. He played the man who invited all those elderly folks into a strange new world. I knew it, Zach. There's definitely a connection here, but he's a bit too old. Scatman's more of a sage character. Our skeletal gentleman is a little younger, isn't he? Yes. They have different body types, but what about Forrest Whitaker? He made his
I
debut
don't know.
in
I guess in 2005, maybe.
Fast
Forrest
Times
Whitaker
at
also
Ridgemont
strikes
High.
me as a
Then he was
pretty...
in Platoon, and The
as
Color
an
of Money,
older gentleman
released in
as well.
1986, followed by Good Morning Vietnam in 1987. Oh, and he was in Bird in 1988. What an impressive filmography. Across the 80s, he transformed his rough, young image into a more cheerful, wiser one. That's why the 80s can also be described as the decade that built up Forrest Whitaker's career. I firmly believe
That's
that
how
he'll
I
win an
always
Academy Award
call
for Best
it-
Actor someday.
that call the
Yes,
80s.
I'm sure it's right around the corner.
I don't think
He'll
he
most
has
likely
yet.
wait until the time is right. Maybe around next year. Then he'll.
Well,
unleash his
that
best
sounds like
performance
where he
yet.
was
Zach, I could go on about famous actors forever.
getting ready
but we
for
have a
that,
case
but-
to solve here. Let's table this discussion for now.
Oh, she caught up. Okay. Oh, she just disappears. And she comes from off screen. Oh, okay, that's a good way to do it. Hey, Melvin. I gotta look up Forrest Whitaker to see if he won an
Mr.
Oscar in
York.
2006.
That was mighty
It
quick.
really wasn't. You've been waiting for like 2 hours.
The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time. I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you. By the way, Mr. York, looks to me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like.
Is this cop just gonna hand out a gun? Okay.
I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't he? It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
Forrest Whitaker's only 58. I figured he would have been like late 60s. A non-lethal gun made for self-defense. It can fire rubber bullets. Okay.
And here's a radio. With this, you won't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
It's a radio. It should come in handy.
Might take you a while to get used to it, but you'll get it. Try letting them rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
Yes. Last King of Scotland was 2006, and he did win a Best Actor Oscar for that. Use Mr. Alligator, the self-defense gun you got from Melvin. Oh, it's 'cause there's a little alligator on the card. Oh, this doggy! I don't want to shoot a doggy! I'm happy that it's rubber bullets, it's non-lethal, but I don't want to shoot a doggy. Aww. Alright, anyways. Point, gun, aim, fire, reload. Pretty straightforward. Sorry, I'm eating a Pop-Tart too. Very slow bullet, it seems like.
Now this is an intriguing weapon. For a tranquilizer gun, it really packs a punch. But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful, isn't it?
Sure is peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals are a different story. Remember what I named it? There's some real mean-ass gators out there.
I'm okay with shooting gators. I know they can
Every
take
now
it.
and then,
They got like
they
bulletproof
want
armor
to
built
take-
into their bodies.
One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still, one chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you.
That's not really how it works. They thrash you around first.
Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffee.
That's rough.
The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now, those suckers just attack on
I
sight.
don't think gators really pack animals. They don't really like spread the word.
Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In Blood Swamp.
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
I've killed 50 gators, and they were all serial killers.
What?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis Teague. It takes place in the Midwest, I believe. The teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula. After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. It's an extremely edifying movie. Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Oh no, York.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
I hope you didn't flush this hamster in the toilet.
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's because there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no more. Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
Missing?
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not. I locked the whole place up and made sure no one
Wasn't
could
the
get
point
inside.
we were coming here was to get to the body? Why didn't you tell us that
No one stole the
before
original
we got
key,
here?
and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
The body of a beautiful young girl walks that bit. Hey! All right, CLG. Reckon I should have told you about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here.
Yes. You should have said that.
It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head
What?
back to my office?
Why do we
You
come
know
here?
the files there.
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
That is true. The Oracle said to
But
come.
Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind
Man, I
enough to
hope
give
in
me
my
an
old
oracle.
age I get referred to as a skeletal gentleman. I'll know I've made it if that happens.
You holding up
Okay.
CLG?
It's real cold in here, I guess.
Sure you don't want to wait outside?
Ugh, I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent. Look, he's talking to himself again.
Zach, this is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent, shall we?
Oh, normal 2 blocks. So I wonder, since we now have a rubber bullet gun, I wonder if there aren't going to be, like, enemies in the traditional sense, like Deadly Premonition. I wonder if it's going, if the combat is just going to be, like, take a few things out that are attacking you, but don't kill them. I can use a vision. Also, it looks like your concentration does build back up over time, so I don't feel as bad using the vision. Should I use one now? Is that what was the... Looks like there's nothing here. I can see all the exclamation points. Maybe that's what that's for. Because keeping in mind Deadly Premonition 1 was not meant to have combat, and it got basically forced in. I wonder if now that Swery has a little bit more clout in the industry and he can make Deadly Premonition 2 more how he wants, there's not really much combat. That'd be interesting.
Hey, Mr. Young. You sure you want to keep investigating this place even though we know the body ain't here?
Of course, Melvin. The skeletal gentleman gave me an oracle, remember?
Obviously. I didn't get coffee this morning, but I still got an oracle.
He's just joking, Daddy. You can't take him seriously.
Huh? Well, was that really a joke, Mr. York? Well, I'll be. I see you've been hiding some real charm into that whole FBI routine.
Sorry, Melvin, but I'm dead serious.
Alright. Off we go. Oh no, we can't sprint through doors anymore.
Good God almighty. This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Yes, it's quite the fun house. Truly a dazzling place. Neat entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life,
Neat
frozen in time,
entertainment.
a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
This is so weird.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, if you say so.
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Okay, you can't call them more realistic when you're looking at real corpses.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
I see the Clarkson crest on the helmet now. I didn't notice that until now. Also, I kind of like this outfit. The jacket and helmet. It's kind of cute. I wonder. Probably should have expected that. Oh man, for every punch I get docked 100? Okay, I'm glad the consequences are substantial. I appreciate that. But also, I wish I hadn't done that now.
Hey, Mr. York. This is kind of,
That guy was suspicious. He had a bandana on, and this game is taking place in an alternate reality without a pandemic.
Melvin, if you have something to say, then just go on and say
Well,
it.
also, it's 2005 in this part of the game, so...
Otherwise, you'll simply be insulting this beautiful landscape.
you think this is beautiful?
Oh, yes. It's the abnormal world that supports our normal lives. I think that's wonderful. Don't you? Besides, look, Patricia seems to be handling this a lot better than you are.
Well, you see, I ain't too good with this protest stuff.
Don't let it get to you, Daddy. Everyone has at least one thing they're afraid of. Even you. Right, Agent York?
Not yet, but I'm sure I'll hate red eventually.
Something I'm afraid of?
Yeah, that's right. You gotta have at least one thing. Like clowns.
Clowns are so funny. How could anyone be scared of them?
Zombies.
Love them.
A bucket full of worms.
I could squeeze them with my bare hands.
The sound of screeching glass.
Ooh, that's true. I really don't like that.
Doesn't bother me.
I don't fear it, but yeah.
Then...
They cling to your skin like putrid leeches, robbing you of much more than your vitality. The wet socks.
Melvin, you're a genius.
Just looking at this stuff gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What a wild game. I don't know why. Once they're skinned like animal corpses, even though I love animals, not sure why the buffalo heads are here. What the F's going on there? Once I really like animals. I don't like seeing corpses of animals. But once they're skinned and like it's clear that they are being processed for food, they don't bother me. Like seeing corpses like this in real life, I don't think would really bother me. But like I think I've told, I've told my girlfriend this. I love meat. I love hamburgers and bacon and steak and everything. But I have told my girlfriend I am like one visit to a farm or slaughterhouse away from going vegetarian because like I love animals too much. Like I have to separate it in my brain or I'm gonna lose it. Not that if you're a vegetarian
Melvin,
you have
I'd
lost
like to
it,
take this
but like
opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel
Yeah,
parking
you
lot
know.
when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye. Is that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, alright. Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy.
it's actually kind of cute.
A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do.
Well, not right now. It's in the car, but
Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kind of feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
oh.
Oh, thank you, CLG.
Ooh, and that also makes I feel like that makes more sense why Melvin would have a little nickname for her.
And you're my pride and joy.
Oh.
well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get
Like
out of my mind.
CLG, I don't know if I would ever call my own kid that, but if I adopted a kid or like married and then had a kid, started raising a kid because of marriage, I feel like I wouldn't click right away, so I might start off with a nickname, and then if the nickname sticks, even once I have taken on like an official fatherly role and everything's going great in that regard, I might still be using the nickname. So actually, it's a weird thing, but I feel like him calling her CLG, it makes sense that he is not her biological father, even though they clearly do love each other and they are a family. Yeah.
Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that. It might be a private matter, just like you, Zach.
Good on you, York. Good way to read the room. Proud of you.
We're almost to the morgue.
Man, we got a lot of things to say. Like, I don't want to miss anything.
Least,
You don't need to keep correcting yourself, Melvin.
I know, but I'm starting to feel guilty all of a sudden. You know, from an ethical perspective. It just ain't right to store a teenage girl's body in a place like this.
Still, rephrasing your sentences won't fix anything at this point. It's a shallow concern, really.
Yeah, I know. But shoot, I just felt like the least I could do was try to phrase it better.
Ooh, don't bother trying to convince him, Daddy. I've only been working with him for a little while, but I already figured out what his deal is. He ain't right in the head. Ooh. The FBI should add a new requirement to their hiring process. Must possess humanity.
Dang, that's a read. Alright, so that's progress, so let's do a little bit more exploring. Got an alligator gar scale. Alright, looks like nothing. Oh, I missed a sparkle. That's alright. There's footprints. Bare footprints.
Here we are, Zach. The morgue. They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Thank you for understanding.
I wonder if I can make the red number go away. Nope. Just let me know. Let's crouch. So there's only one thing to inspect. Inspection start.
Zach, can you see that? Look closely.
Oh man, I figured that would be the least relevant thing, but no.
That's right.
There's 4.
There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this. It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
But why would he just touch the
An
lamp?
icicle. Never thought I'd see one of these down in the south. Boxes that got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach? I'm gonna go with okra.
Okay.
Yeah, okra.
Alright.
I'm sure it must be
Yeah,
okra.
you know what? You're
That's a
right.
staple
It
in the
must
South.
be okra. In that cardboard box labeled cardboard box.
Boxes of the past or presence of the future. Either way, this is a curious time capsule. Forgotten boxes. Looks like shelled headless shrimp. When were these boxes brought here? And when will they be taken away? Zach, can you feel it? The perpetual, unstoppable flow of time.
Okay.
Look at the thermometer, Zach. It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or a minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous 0.
Oh, sorry, got an eyelash in my eye. How
pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here, it's a novel, sophisticated idea, unlike anything I'd ever come up with. This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess monstrous strength. Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures.
I wonder if there's going to be a transformative element, because we've seen that the red seeds can change.
Seems like our flying serpent isn't here.
So I'm curious, because obviously we'd be able to spot a 10-foot dude. So I'm curious if, there's a transformative element to the
Melvin?
killer.
There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special
I'm
rooms?
assuming it's the killer since he was being stalked by a tall person.
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body... I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death. Our whole life will come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength.
Simple.
That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
I like how it's not like, don't check the boxes to see if there's like a logo of flying serpent or anything. No, it must be in the luxury foods warehouse. You're not checking anything too closely here. It's just gotta be.
All right. Now that one's gotta be a joke. Right, Mr. York?
Nope. Ah, okay, it's over there.